Ladies and gents, today I have 4 samples to do first impressions on. And if you're thinking, why is he not in his usual place where he normally films his reviews? Stay tuned and I'll get to it. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikeycologne, and if you're tuned in, as always people, thank you very much for doing so. It does mean a hell of a lot, and I know I always say that, and the reason why I do is because I genuinely mean it. I appreciate everybody's support, and I love it when you all put comments down so I can interact with you. Anyway, I've got 4 samples to go through, but the reason why I'm not in the same place as what I normally do my reviews in is next door is banging and clanking, and it sounds like they're smashing through the walls. So if I was in that spot, all you'll be able to hear in the background is bang, bang. But where I am, it is windy outside. It is blowing a hoolie, so every now and again you might hear a little gust of wind. The windows are closed, but it is quite loud. So I'm going to do my best to be as quick as I can. I'm going to stop rambling and we're going to start. Right, I've got one from the house of Nicolai and it is called Incense Oud. I have one from Perris Monte Carlo. It is Absolute de Osmanthus. I have one from Malin goetz and it is called Dark Rum, and we have one from Vilhelm Parfumerie and it is called Opus Core. Anyway, if you've been following me for a while now, you know sometimes I struggle with pronouncing. I'm not even going to get into it. Right, we're going to start with Nicolai's Incense Oud. Let's see what this one is saying. Right, this does say some of the notes in it, but they're in a different language, and I haven't bothered looking. I don't do that. I just want to see what the scent is saying, if it's any good. If it is, we will look up the notes. If it's a pass, we'll just go on to the next one. Obviously, people, drop a comment down below if you have tried this fragrance. Let me know, or which ones have you tried or you own out of the ones I'm going to be sampling now. I would love to hear your thoughts. And there is your sample. Let's go. Nice little sprayer. God, yeah, strong. A little bit dark. Very, very woody and oudy. A little bit smoky. I don't even need to smell the test strip. I can just smell it up in the air. Maybe I should have only done one spray. Smoky, balsamic, very woody, oud, semi-sweet. This has definitely got like an ambery, balsamic side to it. Like, it's got that warmth and sweetness that you would get from an ambery fragrance or an amber fragrance. This is rich, full-bodied. I wouldn't say it's completely dark. Like, some oud fragrances can be straight up animalic, barnyardy, a little bit fecal. I am getting an ever so slight bit of funk, but it's not off-putting. It's just in the back. Maybe that's going to come to the front as the fragrance dries down a bit. But this is a nice oud fragrance. And that incense is a little bit smoky, and plus the oud can go a little bit smoky as well. So you've got the oud in the incense, which is giving this fragrance that smoky side. But I wouldn't say it's full on like a bonfire smoke. It's like an incensey smoke, if that makes sense. Right, I'm intrigued by this one, so we are going to look the notes up. This is very nice. Cold weather, and this type of fragrance, the thing is, Some women enjoy oud fragrances and some men enjoy oud fragrances. And when it comes into the category of oud, I just think that if you enjoy that note, men and women can both wear the fragrance. So I would always or normally class an oud fragrance as unisex, because it's a certain type of person that enjoys that note. And if you do, and like I say, if you're both sexes, just wear the fragrance. Right, this was released in 2016. Right, you've got Ambre, Artemisia, Cambodian oud, cypriol oil, patchouli, rose, atlas cedar, coriander, incense, castoreum, which I think's like civet, like animalic, amber, styrax and musk. It is musky, but it's not like, it's just got a musky edge to it. But this is a very nice fragrance. It really is. It's ambery, it's warm, like I say, it's rich, it's semi-sweet, it's a little bit dark, but it's not too full on, but it is full bodied. Like this is quite a heavy fragrance, but it's not too much, but it is, if that makes sense. Very nice fragrance. Right, on to the next one. Let's try Perris Monte Carlo's Absolute de Osmanthus. Like I say, I don't know the notes of these. I just get the samples in and we do first impressions. The thing is, if I'm not made of money, so I can't go out and buy shitloads of niche fragrances. I can't do that. I have to be careful with the ones that I pick. And the ones that I'm interested in, that is when I get the samples to see if they're any good. Because if they are, I will get a full bottle. If they're not, it's going to be a pass. Right, enough rambling. Okay, so dodgy old spray on that one. Oh, very feminine. Quite feminine, this one. Fruity, floral, peach. Plum maybe. Fruity, floral, citrusy. It's got a little bit of citrusy freshness in there, but I'm getting either plum or peach, and it is quite heavy on the florals. Semi-sweet, smooth, ever so slightly a tad screechy. Yeah, obviously I wouldn't wear this fragrance. I'm going to look it up because I'm intrigued to see what the notes are. But to me, Absolute de Osmanthus is more on the feminine side of things. Like, it's coming across as sort of like a daily wear for a lady. Like, if you work in an office, you could wear this fragrance. If you're out and about, this is definitely got the feminine touch. Like, there is nothing masculine about this fragrance. It's nice, it's pleasing, like it ain't off-putting by any means. Like, I'm not sticking my nose up at it, but this one I think is for the ladies. Osmanthus, plum, pink pepper, Tulu balsam, jasmine sambac, labdanum, sandalwood and vanilla. So yeah, it's got some sweetness to it, but it's not like sickly sweet or tooth rotting sweet. It's just got like this fruity sweetness. But I could swear that I was detecting some type of citrus up top, because it does have a freshness to it. Overall, it's a nice fragrance, but obviously it's definitely not for me. Right, on to the next one. I told you people, this ain't going to take long. Right, I'm intrigued to see what Dark Rum is saying. And it is from Malin, goetz. I think I pronounced it wrong, or I'm probably pronouncing it wrong now. I think I said Milano. It's Malin, goetz, Dark Rum. I'm a fucking idiot, seriously. I just cannot read properly. I don't know if I'm dyslexic, I really don't know. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it smells a little bit of, I I'm getting a rubbery smell. It's a dab. Oh no, is it a sprayer? It's a dabber. God damn it. Right, hang on. Let me get a test strip. It's a dabber. I fucking hate dabbers. I really do. You can't hardly, unless you tip the whole thing up, you cannot look, you get this little plastic thing. What a waste of time that is. So what you do is, you're best off going like that, getting a nice bit on the paper, soaking it. It's gone over my fingers. God, it's got a little bit of a suede, sweet, fruity. Suede or leather, sweet, fruity. It's got a little bit of funk to it, not like an oud funk. I'm getting a bit of a plastic smell. God, this ain't me, to be honest with you. Soft, spicy. Am I getting a rum? Ever so slightly in the back. This has the lightest, booziest touch that I think you can come across. Very faint, that rum is. Way in the back. I'm getting a plasticky smell from this fragrance, and it is off-putting. There is definitely something fruity, but the way everything's sort of blended, I don't know. Maybe that's a pass for me. We're going to look up the notes. It's just dark rum. I was thinking that it's going to be dark, very boozy, maybe ambery, like, you know, amber, balsamic. Right, plum, bergamot, leather, rum, amber, milk and patchouli. Maybe it is it lactonic? Maybe it's the milk mixing in with the rum and the plum, and it's giving off this funky vibe. To my nose anyway, I'm not a lover of that. If I was to rate that, I would give it a 5 out of 10. Don't hate it, don't love it. Would I purchase it? That fragrance isn't for me. It's a shame because I've never tried any from this house before. And when I venture into new houses, if the first fragrance is a hit, I get excited. But when it's a bit of a miss, and I know you can't judge a book by its cover and all that business, but that is a pass for me. Anyway, right on to the last one. I'm going to butcher this as well. Opus Core by Vilhelm Perfumerie. I've only tried a couple from this house, so I'm very intrigued to see what this one is going to be smelling like. Couple of sprays, couple of generous sprays. Zesty, fruity again, soft, spicy, bright, a little bit floral maybe. This is more airy. Like, this is not full on in your face heavy. It's got a bit of an airy nature to it. Sweet, right, floral, sweet, fruity, airy, soft, spicy, feminine. This leans on the feminine side as well. Like, this is really the most masculine fragrance here, if I was to say masculine. But I think it's unisex because men and women, depends if you like oud, is incense oud. This one, again, is leaning more on the feminine side. Man, this is why sometimes I do wish I looked the notes up before I just get samples in. Because sometimes it's a complete letdown. It would smell nice on a woman. It's clean, fresh, floral, fruity. Yeah, not a lover out of that. If I was to rate it, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. It'd go nice on a woman, but I wouldn't be wearing a fragrance like that. Right, people, that's my first impressions on these samples. Let me know which ones you have tried out of these. Quickly, let me know if you have tried any from these brands. Let me know which ones are worth checking out, sampling, and which ones you own from these brands, because I know a couple of these brands are niche and they're a little bit more on the expensive side. But if you do own any from these brands and you think they're decent, drop a comment down below. Right, people, remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore, and I will see you lot on the next one. Cheers.